The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. It is Thursday, and hey, I'm joined in here with, I got Carol and Pedro with me this morning. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, everyone.
And then my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everyone.
He's a little late because he be back there doing other.
Lost sound.
Yes. Ed, we lost you. Um, Carol, what groups we got for today?
Tonight we actually have introduction, I think, to podcasting with George Zavalis.
All right, George does his thing, guys. George does his. You're back, Ed?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I don't know why I did drop my mic, but yeah, no, we got George with the, I'm sorry, the art of podcasting.
Okay.
Something he's been doing for about 10 years. I said all this already, but didn't nobody hear me. But anyway, yeah, he's been doing this for about 10 years. So come on in, check him out. He can share with you some ideas, different types of equipment you might need, whether you're beginning or just trying to improve the quality. You know what I'm saying? So, again, come check him out at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. Woo, don't do that. 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then, man, all right. Well, let's move on since I didn't mess this all the way up, right? I found something that I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe I might want to get one just because I'm always trying to find a way to save a dime. So check this out. It's a new kind of thermostat. Okay, did you hear me, Pedro, or you lost me?
Yeah. Give me a
We
second.
still can hear you. Just
I'm
not
traveling
the
right here. My spot's deleted.
Today on Coffee Time, smart learning thermostats, small devices, big impact. In the era of smart homes, one device stands out for its blend of comfort, efficiency, and environmental responsibility, the smart learning thermostat. These innovative gadgets are revolutionizing how we heat and cool our homes, saving money, conserving energy, and doing their part for the planet. What makes it smart? Unlike traditional thermostats, smart learning thermostats learn your daily habits and adjust settings accordingly. Over time, they create a customized heating and cooling schedule that aligns with your lifestyle, keeping you comfortable while minimizing energy waste. Key features include adaptive scheduling, learns from your behaviors and adjusts automatically. Remote access, Control settings from your phone or voice assistant. Energy monitoring. Track how much energy you use and when. Smart integration. Syncs with other smart home devices for a seamless experience. Savings you can feel. The numbers speak for themselves. Up to 12% savings on heating costs. Up to 15% savings on cooling. That can amount to $130 to $200 in annual savings, depending on your local energy rates and household usage. A greener home. By optimizing your HVAC system, smart thermostats help cut down on greenhouse gas emissions. It's a small device with a big environmental payoff, ideal for anyone aiming to shrink their carbon footprint without sacrificing comfort. What to know before you buy. Before upgrading, consider. Compatibility. Not all HVAC systems support smart thermostats. Installation. DIY is possible, but professional help may simplify setup. Cost. Prices range from $100 to $300, plus potential installation fees. Learning curve. Expect a short adjustment period to explore all features. The bottom line. Smart learning thermostats aren't just a fancy tech upgrade. They're a practical investment in your comfort, your wallet, and the environment. Whether you're looking to cut costs or contribute to sustainability, this small device packs a powerful punch. Have you made the switch to a smart thermostat? How has it changed your energy habits? Let us know in the comments. Now back to the coffee time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, and again, the savings, in heating and cooling is notable. So that's one reason why I'm considering it. Number two, it's not that expensive. I mean, for, anywhere between 100 and 300 bucks, I mean, this house, I mean, I've been able to access my thermostat through my home security app, right? So I can go in there and I can turn my heat on, turn my air on, whatever it is, turn the fan on, set the temperature where I want it, yada, yada, yada. So I'm used to doing that all the time. But I just think that the advantage of this one is it's going to learn those habits. It's going to learn, when I'm turning it on, when I'm turning it off, whether I'm turning the heat on, turning the air on. Probably monitors what the temperature is outside, at these times. So, just something that's going to learn my habits to where, take that away from me, where I don't necessarily have to go into my app and do it anymore. I think that'd be an advantage. And if it's going to save me money in the process, hey, I'm down for it. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, uh, I don't know. I mean, again, for me, I'm always trying to save money, especially out here in California. I mean, Edison's, ooh, they killing us out here. So if I can save some money in the process, then to me it's worth spending $100 or whatever to get one. Maybe I don't see the savings, that year because of the initial purchase of the thermostat, but at least from that point on, actually, I think my earnings would probably be a lot more than $200 a month, considering what it costs out here. But anyway, that's my thing on it, Carol. I mean, they got talking thermostats and stuff like that, and all this other kind of stuff. What do you think about it?
I honestly think it sounds like it's very affordable. Um, me, it's always a little thing with me. I always feel like the more they come up with all of these wonderful devices, it just makes us a little bit lazier. But if it can, mimic the habits that I normally do with my thermostat, then that's great. I honestly wish they would come up with a smart filter. That way I don't have to climb up the ladder to change it out every 3 months. But it sounds like something that I might, look into to just keep from having to worry about turning it on and off. And if it knows my habits, it will just make my house comfortable for me all year round. And I can
Right.
save money along the way. So it sounds like a
Uh,
great thing. Yes.
I mean, that's the beauty of it, And some of these talking thermostats, they can run up to like $400,
Yes.
So I don't need it to talk as long as I can access it through my app. So
Right. Right.
I'm good with it from there. So anyway, I know you like stuff, Pedro, that has you can set a routine or whatever. So is something you think you would use?
Yeah, a smart thermostat will be a consideration. No, no lie. I've been thinking of probably not the one that they're talking about there, but at least a thermostat can connect to my phone, or especially like for my better half, connected to her phone.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes you just want to warm up or cool down the place right before you get there.
Yeah,
She has
I mean, I
smart
love
features.
that. Like when I'm coming back from LA or whatever, especially during the summer, nobody's at home or whatever. Man, while I'm on that train, I open up the app, turn the AC back on, maybe about 30, 45 minutes before I get home. By the time I walk in the door, it's nice and cool,
Mm.
It sounds
you
like it's gonna
know.
be nice and cold.
No, I mean, I don't set it, super like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it'd be 90, 100 degrees outside. I'm set at 80, you
Right.
know.
Hmm,
For
hmm.
me out here, 80 is comfortable. I mean, I know people start running for the air conditioner in LA when it gets to 80, right? But I mean, out here, 80 is a good day,
Hmm.
So, but I mean, again, just that ability, like you say, like I got to leave today, right? So, I mean, it's a little chilly outside, so I got the heat on. And that's another thing, even with the heat, I don't set it super high. I set it right at 70, you know. But
Right.
just, okay, I'm leaving, so I can turn it off. And then when I get in the car to come back home, I can turn it back on. And then the house will be warmed up by the time I get here, So that's what I like about, being able to access it with my phone. But with this learning feature, I mean, again, especially if it's tied in with the alarm, it knows when you're in the house. It knows if there's any movement, because of the motion sensors and all that other kind of stuff with the alarm situation. So I don't know. I just think it might be a great investment, and again, as long as I can save money, that's what I'm looking for, because the way these prices and stuff are going up, and I mean, there's no relief in sight, you know.
Right. That's right. And that's the best feature of that device, sounds like. The lowering of your electric bill.
Now you have enough money to spend to get yourself another smart device like a smart vac. You know?
Well, I don't have a.
Right.
There's too much stuff in my room. That thing can get caught up trying to get around in my room.
Mm,
Uh, I just I got big furniture. That's my issue. So
Right.
I
Right.
got a lot of areas that it's a narrow walkway. That the vacuum, I don't know how big they are, whatever the robo vacs or whatever, but
mm-hmm,
it might not necessarily fit in those tighter areas. So like between the foot of the bed and the dresser, stuff like that. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
but again, uh, hey, give me a better, like you say, a different smart device. I can do with a bigger air fryer that I can operate with my phone. That'd be great. You know,
Mm.
something
Monica
like
Right.
has one, man. And it's like a big one too. It has like two racks, and it's like an oven,
Ooh.
but it's an air fryer,
yeah,
a conventional oven and an air fryer. So
Nice.
yeah, she has that, and you are able to control it with your Alexa.
right. You can do it with Alexa or an app, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, all that's great. I mean, especially like right now, that's another thing I'm talking about, saving money, right? Right now, I got two air fryers in my house. I got mine, and then the family got theirs. Right, theirs is big, but it's digital. I can't mess with it.
Right.
Mine is smaller, but it's got dials on it. So it's easy for me to operate. So again, if I could just take them two and get one that I can operate, one big one, then everybody's happy, right? We got one that's big enough to cook all the food I want to cook at one time, you
Right.
know. And like you say, I could be sitting here, and say, okay, tell my Echo, okay, preheat the microwave to whatever, I'm sorry, the air fryer to whatever temp, and then it'll give me a little signal when it's preheated, and I just go in there, drop my stuff in it, and come back in there and sit down and say, okay, set time in the air fryer or cook for X amount of time, whatever,
Hmm.
and just make it a lot more convenient.
Yes, yes. These smart devices do make it a lot convenient. Even I heard there's Amazon microwaves and stuff like that that you're able to obtain. Connect to them through the app and stuff, and use them with the with Alexa also. So that's pretty cool. Even having these smart devices like the smart lights, you're able to turn on the lights before you even get to your house. If
Hmm.
that's if you need that.
My kids trip out on that because I don't think it's but might be one working light bulb in my bedroom. I think it's over my vanity, over my sink. But Dad, it's dark in here. Okay, welcome to my world.
Right.
Turn the light on. Well, go ahead. I don't use the light. Just make sure you turn it back off when you leave, because again, I don't need it. But again, those are cool. I mean, I like the ones that would cut off when there's no movement. I seen those when I go to actually my church has those in the classroom. So when there's no movement in the classroom, the lights go off. You know,
Mm,
that kind of thing. Of course,
Neat.
the janitor or whatever, when they come through at night, they just turn all the switches off. But they normally the switches are on, and everybody, as soon as somebody walk in the room,
mm.
it comes back on. You know what I'm saying? So those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like it.
they have
Uh,
scenes and other things like that with these smart devices. I know someone that she has her porch lights and then she has her garden lights. So she could ask like Echo, turn on the porch light. Echo, turn on the garden lights. And then she has the side lights, you know?
right. Yeah.
Even
Now
though
my
she can't
wife
see
before
at
she came.
all, but I guess for like a woman, they want to be I guess for her she wants to have it lit up, you know, just for like to make sure no one can hide around, I guess. I don't know. But it is kind of like a safety thing too, because if you could get home, turn on your lights, like your outside lights and all that before you get home. If anyone's around, they just got spooked.
I mean, like my wife, she used to have solar powered garden lights.
Mm-hmm. Those
So,
are good too.
so bottom line, they wouldn't, they'd be off in the daytime, so collecting, solar power, and then once the sun go down, they come on, and then they just. She had all kind of little garden lights, man. She had so many different ones that
Yeah. So,
they
okay.
were.
So she was like a garden person.
Yeah, she loved playing in the garden and roses and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. You heard of the plant they got? What they call it? I heard the Spanish call it a bad mama plant
Mm.
because it's I forget what it is, but bottom line, it's got these like stems on it, and then there's got like a little flowery thing at the end, but it's more like a green plant, and then you pop off the heads of the little flowery ends, and you replant them, and it grows a whole brand new plant.
Mm.
So she had those all over the place, man. But again, she just was connecting all of the collecting all of the different types of solar lights and had them in her patio to the point to where we actually had to start pulling them up because some of them were so unique, and and changing colors and all that other kind of stuff that people were literally dipping up in the front yard at night stealing her light.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
so we had to cut all that out. But I mean, again, they got a lot of unique stuff out there now. I mean, turning the stuff on, turning the stuff off. I mean, that's cool, especially if you can see it. Back then I could still see. Of course, she could see. So we pull up at the house at night after coming back from somewhere, and somebody stole one of my lights. Yeah, all them lights out there, I can just tell there's a missing spot. There's a light should be right here, and then she'll look and there'll be a hole in the ground where it was stuck in the ground.
That's
So
crazy.
there's a lot of different crazy stuff. So, but anyway. Well, we talked enough about smart devices, but again, if you want one of those, I advise them. I like mine, at least get you something you can control, especially for folks in our community, right? At least get you a smart thermostat where you can control it with your phone, put an app on your phone, whether it's tied into your alarm system or not. It just makes it so much easier, and convenient, You ain't got to get no help to turn the stuff on and off. Plus, like I said, the convenience of being able to turn it on in advance before you get home, or you rushing to leave and say, oh, damn, I left the AC on. You can go in your app and turn it off, stuff like that. So you're not wasting energy that way. So, all right, well, let's jump into a couple of these promos and then we'll get into our next article.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Did you know that people in third world countries do not have access to canes? The You Can Give initiative gives canes to people all over the world who cannot get canes. The You Can Give initiative not only goes to these countries and gives people canes, but they give people canes and a digital recorder that is solar powered that has instructions on how to use the cane and instructions on how to repair the cane. The You Can Give initiative is a very worthy cause, giving canes to blind people all over the world. If you have a cane that you're no longer using, or a cane that's broken or bent, you can go to youcangive.org and get a shipping label, and you can ship your cane to Jimmy in Tennessee, and he will refurbish it and give your cane to a blind person in a third world country. That website again is youcangive.org.
All right. Well, again, for everybody here in Southern California, this is around where we at. Just remember that we are collecting canes for Jimmy and the You Can Give. So any event we do, bring your cane with you, and who knows, you might win something. It might be a gift card, might be an actual gift. Who knows? But you only know if you bring a cane and find out, right? So anyway, Paul says that he uses his Echo and his phone to control his thermostat and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of smart devices in his home. All right. Well, this next one, I mean, it's not really for us, but, it doesn't happen that often. We got we always hear about northern lights. Never really been able to experience it. I mean, my understanding what it is, let's play the article and we'll talk about it on the other side. How about that?
Today on Coffee Time, a solar storm lights up the skies, northern lights visible across the U.S. Skywatchers, get ready. Mother Nature is putting on a rare and spectacular show. A powerful solar storm is currently impacting Earth, creating a unique opportunity to view the northern lights far beyond their usual range. Thanks to a recent coronal mass ejection, CME, from the Sun, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, has issued a G3 strong geomagnetic storm alert, pushing the Aurora Borealis into parts of the continental United States. Let's explore where to look, what to expect, and how to capture this cosmic event. Where and when to see the northern lights. Typically reserved for Arctic skies, the Aurora Borealis is now visible in several U.S. states due to intensified geomagnetic activity. Peak viewing hours are between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. local time, when the skies are darkest and the aurora most active. Potential visibility includes Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and parts of Illinois. Northeast, northern New York and parts of New England. To boost your chances, seek out a location with dark, clear skies, far from city lights, and with an unobstructed view to the north. Don't forget the tech impact. While this solar storm delivers a visual treat, it also brings potential complications for modern infrastructure. Power grids. Geomagnetic currents can cause voltage irregularities in electrical systems. Satellites and GPS, communication and navigation systems may experience temporary disruptions. Aviation. High-frequency radio communication, particularly in polar regions, may be impacted. Operators of sensitive systems should stay updated via NOAA's alerts to mitigate risks during heightened solar activity. Tips for viewing and capturing the show. Want to preserve the memory? Here's how to make the most of it. Scout a location. Go north and go dark. Choose a rural area with minimal light pollution. Bundle up. Dress in layers. Late-night stargazing can get chilly. Photography tips. Use a tripod and a camera with manual settings. Set a long exposure time to enhance the light trails. Smartphones with night mode can also capture impressive results. A night to remember. Events like this don't happen often in the lower 48, making it a perfect excuse to head outside and reconnect with the cosmos. Whether you're a seasoned stargazer or a curious first-timer, tonight's celestial light show is not to be missed. For real-time aurora forecasts and visibility maps, visit NOAA's Aurora dashboard. Have you ever seen the northern lights? Planning to try tonight? Let us know your experience in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, how about this one? I mean, I wish I would have seen this kind of stuff. I mean, there's that meteor shower, and then, the way I guess it's burning because it's getting so close to our atmosphere and stuff like that. I just imagine that would be a great sight, maybe one of these days I don't think they got a descriptive app yet, that we can film it and drop it in there. I mean, PixieBot works good, but I don't think PixieBot will do a long enough video for all of that, but just being able to take something like that and maybe feed it into one of these platforms where it can do the auto description for you. I mean, I know they got the new audio description that a lot of people are using within the movies and stuff now. So it's not actually it's a computer generated description rather than somebody actually doing the descriptive talking. But, I mean, again, it's just one of them things that happens on the planet on a regular basis, but, not most people don't get an opportunity to see it. And I just thought I'd put it out there. But at the same time, listen what they're saying. It's an electromagnetic storm kind of thing going on. So I don't know, with all the stuff going on with the FAA and all of that stuff, I don't know if I want to be taking any flights up in that area until this stuff is all the way over with. I mean, I don't know how long it lasts. It didn't stay. But I know I wouldn't want to be flying around that area, and then, like I said, there's a possibility of losing power, all of that. So, but I guess the main focus of the story was people, in the lower than the Canadian border will be able to see it, for the first time in a long time. My understanding is people in Canada and up in the Arctic, Alaska, Greenland, and all that kind of stuff, they see this stuff all the time. So, but anyway, I don't know. You ever see that before you lost your vision, Kel?
Uh, no, I never got a chance to see the Northern Lights. I mean, when I was visual, I loved to watch the stars, the moon. I had a telescope where I could just, view different things up in the sky. So I unfortunately did not get a chance to see that. It didn't state that it was going to even pass through Texas this time, but I'm interested to know if you could use an application from PixieBot or Be My Eyes to, I don't know if it would even take a picture or video that far off to where you could actually see those items. But yeah, I wish that I could have had an opportunity to visualize some of that because it sounds like it's going to be something beautiful.
Right, right, right. I mean, these natural phenomenons, it just sometimes it's like, a natural fireworks show almost, I guess,
Right.
Uh, I mean, it ain't bursting into no big old bloom like our fireworks do, but just, seeing all them lights streaking across the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many there is, but I'm gonna imagine that, especially, hundreds of thousands of these little fragments, these meteors. So, anyway, I don't know. Have you had the opportunity to see any of this before you lost all your sight, Pedro?
No, that was one of my things that I wanted to see, the Northern Lights, also like Carol. But these solar winds that be hitting our planet lights up the sky. There's been other times when it lights up bright. And using your camera's exposure, yes, leaving the exposure for let's say for a second long, um, can capture those dim lights when you're taking an image, especially if you're taking one in the dark and you want to capture these lights. And that exposure time will let in more light into your camera on your iPhone or whatever camera you may have, so you can capture these lights
Right,
and more in detail. But sites like that, I always wanted to visit. There I wanted to visit the Grand Canyon at night when it's super dark. They say you can see the arm of the Milky Way, the arm that we're on, because we're one of the little arms that extends out from the Milky Way. From the center of the galaxy. So they say when you go to the Grand Canyon and it's really dark, you can see that little part of the arm extending
Mm.
in detail.
Oh,
well, I
wow.
mean, you can see all that stuff. It'll just get away from the city where you don't have all the light pollution. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
even right here, you can go to, Big Bear, Arrowhead, whatever. We'll get up on top of one of these mountains, and let it go down. And like you say, you can see, man, it just, damn, where did all them stars come from? I didn't know that all them stars were up there, but they're there. We just can't see them because of all of the light pollution, being in the city, you know. You know, funny little quick story. There's a restaurant around the corner from me. It's called Castaways. And Castaways, they got their thing is like ambiance, right? So they always build their restaurants in places that have views, right? So there's a little mountain right around the corner from my house, and they actually call it, the road is on. It's called Little Mountain. But anyway, the restaurant is up on top. And you go sit out there at night, on the patio. They got the nice fire pits and stuff. And because we're, above the city lights, you're looking down on the city, right? Of course, you can see the sky a little bit better. But the funny part is, at night, the city lights and all that stuff, it just makes everything look so beautiful, right? Then I sat there one night and I was thinking about, I said, man, all these folks up here with all this money, if they just knew what was underneath those lights, because we were looking down over the bad part of the city, So I mean, it's like you just sit up on top of the mountain looking down over the hood, Oh, it's so nice up here. Yeah, if you could just see below those lights. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Right.
I mean, some stuff looks good from a distance. It doesn't really look that good when you get really close. But and then how lights and that kind of stuff can just change your perception about stuff. So. But yeah, no, that's again, that's another one of them phenomenons. I mean, who knows? Remember the last eclipse they had that went across? That one lady from NASA, she had developed she was actually blind, a blind engineer from NASA, and she created that device that actually it monitored the eclipse, and as it was started getting darker, the tone was beep 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 until it got to full eclipse.
Right.
And then once it started going past the eclipse, it started slowing back down. Beep 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 beep. So it was a different way to experience it. For the sightless. uh, who knows? Maybe we get something to catch them northern lights. Maybe it'll sound like a bunch of bullets flying by or something. I don't know. Pew, 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 whatever, as the little pieces go by. Who knows, man? Just, you know, I don't know, man. In the future, we never know what the future's going to bring. And, like I said, as time goes on and more of us get into STEM, where we can, got these electronic engineers and stuff. They can come up with that kind of stuff, help our community out. Imagine people again. I always think about this. Imagine people that have never had sight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? How many things they're literally missing because they've never had sight. I mean, they don't know they're missing it because they've never seen it, right? But
Hmm.
I'm quite sure, they wonder, about colors and shapes and distance and all this different kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'd never be able to walk through an art museum and be able to see that art or whatever. When we get into a lot of the stuff in our culture, right? I mean, they don't understand what fashion is. They don't understand how it looks, how it hangs, how it accents this, accents that, whatever, cars. I mean, custom cars with custom paint jobs and a lot of unique stuff that they just never going to be able to, understand, So anytime we can find somebody that can develop something to give them a little bit more information and let them, kind of visualize what it is we're dealing with, just like last night on Pedro's tech group. He ran the same image through two different AIs and got two totally different descriptions. So you, again, having multiple apps now at this point that we can run stuff through and get a visual, or different descriptions and stuff like that. Man, it's just I love technology on that level. I really do.
Yes, me
You know,
too.
so but yeah, no, I mean, again, just something I wish I would have taken the opportunity to go and see. When I had vision. I remember way back in the days driving truck. Crossing. Out in the wide open country in the middle of the night. Ain't no lights nowhere other than the you know what one street light every mile or so on the highway. You know, Other than that, the only lights out there was the lights of the vehicles. But when you look up at the stars at night, man, it just, again, like I said, it just, where did all them stars come from? You just don't realize what's all up there, at night,
And that's like what? That's just like what? 2, 3% of the universe that we're watching right there, or less than 1%.
probably less than 1%,
Because,
so.
man, those, if you think that's a lot of stars, oh my God. Our periphery, the view that we can get around the universe is not even a spot, the visual, how far we can see. and man, it's still way more stars, and it's billions of stars. And now think about that. Around
Oh
those
yeah.
stars, if there was two planets around, that makes trillions and trillions of planets.
Mm.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Well, there's a bunch of them up there. They all look the same to us, but they say, if you're an astronomer and you're looking at them and all the time, they say that, they all have their uniqueness to them. You know what I'm saying? To the naked eye, they all look the same, but once you get them under that magnification, you can see the differences in them. So, uh, hey, if you're up in that area, hey, find you a mountaintop and get you a lawn chair and a thermos full of hot chocolate or whatever you choose. Some people take antifreeze up there with them, adult antifreeze, I should say. You know what I'm saying, and then enjoy the show. So, all right, well, we got one more article and two more promos, so let's jump into these promos and we get into our last article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Hustling jingles, $10 a shots. Birthday beats and holiday knocks. Gotcha covered for the ones you love. Personalized joy like a custom glove. Get your jingle hot and fresh. info@blindunited.org. $10 only, no more, no less. We make memories you can't afford. Got a catchy tune for your babe. Poppin' beats like dreams we crave. For Mama's Day or Papa's cheer, let's make smiles from ear to ear. Get your jingle hot and fresh. info@blindunited.org. $10 only, no more, no less. We make memories you can't afford.
Maybe I need to buy my own jingle for my birthday.
No.
But anyway, no, I mean, again, we're still doing these jingles, y'all. I mean, again, we got holidays coming up. Of course, Easter's this Sunday. Then we got Mother's Day, Father's Day, like I said, graduations, all kind of birthdays, whatever. Come on and let us create something unique for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not really super expensive, and people enjoy them. I mean, people they like them, and like I said, I bought them for my daughters for Valentine's Day, and like I said, they turned them into ringtones. So that's way cool. Whenever Daddy called now, they get their own little ringtone that I had created for them when they for Valentine's Day. So anyway, Anthony is in the comments. He said good morning. Anthony Martinez, as well as Tisha, said good morning as well. So good morning, Tisha. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning, guys.
Good
Uh,
Good morning,
morning.
uh,
Anthony.
uh, uh, Damn, I done forgot what this last one's about, Pedro. Uh,
Um,
uh, what's the
well, this one
headline?
is luxury
Oh,
for
I
less
got it.
or
I got
lethal.
it. I got it. I got it. I remember what it is now. Luxury for less or lethal or something like that. But anyway, well, let's just play and we can talk about it on the other side because there's a little bit more in the article.
Today on Coffee Time, luxury for less or legal trouble. Chinese TikTok sellers offer cut-rate designer goods amid tariffs. In the wake of President Donald Trump's 145% tariff on Chinese imports, a curious trend is emerging on social media. Chinese manufacturers have turned to TikTok to bypass traditional retail routes, promoting direct-to-consumer sales of luxury-looking goods that mimic high-end brands like Hermes, Louis Vuitton, and Lululemon. But while the prices may tempt bargain hunters, experts are warning, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Let's take a closer look at what's really going on and what consumers need to know before hitting buy. TikTok's luxury illusion. Same factory, different story? In a flood of slick videos, Chinese sellers boast that their products come from the same factories as the world's most prestigious fashion houses. Promises of top-tier craftsmanship at a fraction of the cost are drawing attention, and orders from American shoppers looking for designer style without the designer price tag. But luxury brands aren't having it. Companies like Hermes and Lululemon have publicly denied sourcing from Chinese factories, and analysts say that while the goods may appear convincing, they're likely unauthorized replicas or outright counterfeits. The tariff twist. Hidden costs behind deals. Trump's sweeping tariff policy isn't just impacting large-scale imports. The administration also eliminated the de minimis exemption, which previously allowed imports under $800 to bypass duties. That means even small, inexpensive shipments from China are now subject to tariffs and customs inspections. So, while a handbag might look like a $3,000 Louis Vuitton for only $200, additional fees and the risk of seizure at customs can quickly eat up any perceived savings. Buyer beware, quality, legality, and consequences. Experts are urging consumers to think twice before snapping up factory direct luxury goods via TikTok or other platforms. Here's why. Inconsistent quality. Without oversight or brand authentication, products may be poorly made or misrepresented. Legal risks. Buying or reselling counterfeit goods can lead to customs penalties or even legal action. No returns, no guarantees. Direct from factory sellers often don't offer customer service, warranties, or return policies. As tempting as the deals may seem, the risks can outweigh the rewards. What should smart shoppers do? If you're drawn to the look of luxury, but not the price, consider these alternatives. Outlet stores. Legitimate discount retailers for brands like Coach, Michael Kors, and others offer steep markdowns on genuine items. Certified resale sites. Platforms like The RealReal and Fashionphile offer authenticated second-hand luxury goods. Smaller brands. Explore independent designers and ethical fashion brands offering quality craftsmanship at more accessible prices. And if you do decide to buy directly from overseas sellers, be sure to research the seller thoroughly. Understand the tariff implications. Know your rights and your risks. From TikTok to tariffs, the new face of global shopping. As international trade policies evolve and social media becomes a storefront, the rules of shopping are changing. What once seemed like a clever way to save money could now come with hidden costs, both financial and legal. Have you seen these TikTok luxury deals? Would you take the risk, or is brand authenticity non-negotiable for you? Let us know in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, myself personally, no, I ain't buying none of that. I mean, again, with his tariffs, I mean, you see he's done eliminated this direct purchase kind of thing to bypass the tariffs, you know. So regardless of what you're buying from over there, you're going to pay that tariff. You know, whether you're paying it directly or whatever the case may be, it's going to get paid. It's going to be on your price tag. But also, man, China, they the number one folks on the planet that counterfeit stuff. I mean, they've been doing it for a very, very, very long time. I mean, I've seen, like different collector shows and stuff like that I watch where, I mean, as an example, they produce a Zippo lighter over there that it would literally take an expert to tell you that it's not an authentic Zippo lighter. Okay. I mean, it sounds crazy, but Zippo being an American brand, right? They, again, they do these copycats, these forgery things. I mean, I remember there was a movie a while back, one of them John Claude Van Damme movies. I think it was called Copycat, and that's what he was over there, and that's what they were doing over there. Where we were buying, it was set way back in the designer jean days, right? And where we thought we were buying Jordache and Sergio Valenti and all this other kind of stuff, we were actually buying knockoffs from China. A lot of people really had to pay attention. If you didn't go to the high end stores, chances are you was going to get that knockoff. So uh, beware. I mean, if you're just trying to set up your home as a showpiece and ain't get ready to really use the living room or something like that, maybe you can go buy it. And it'll make your living room look like you got high end furniture. Without that high end price tag. But because the quality is not going to be there, I wouldn't be, using that furniture as an everyday thing, as far as sitting on it, kids bouncing on it, whatever. Next thing you know, you come home and that stuff is broke down in the living room. So, uh, buyer beware, buyer beware. I mean, we're just trying to put it out there just so people know, like you said, they might be trying to, beat that tariff thing or, "Oh, well, I can get it direct from the factory a lot cheaper." Okay. But you're not getting it from the actual factory. And like I say, you might be getting a counterfeit. So buyers beware. I don't know. Have you done any direct factory purchases, Carol? I mean, I did one a while back when COVID was here. It took me a month to get a face mask.
Oh, wow.
It took me literally a month to get a face mask from China. I mean, the,
That's
the reason I bought
crazy.
it was I didn't know I was buying it from China when I bought it, right? But the main reason I bought it, it was coming up on the 2020 election and stuff like that. So it had vote, red, white, and blue vote on on the mask, right?
Okay.
I just thought the mask was unique because it literally had disposable filters in it. So it
Mm.
had a little pocket on the inside where you can pull the old filter out and throw it away and put a new one in there. So thought it was pretty unique. But like I said, it took me almost a month to get it. So
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
you ever bought anything like that from over there, Carol? Or
Uh, Not really. I mean, like the article was saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it generally is. I do like name brand things, but it's basically with shoes, my Jordan sneaks and things of that nature. But no, I hadn't had anything shipped from over there lately. I don't really do a lot of shopping on Amazon or the other, platforms that they have out there. So,
yeah, yeah, and that was it. I was buying it from Amazon, but it just wasn't an Amazon shipped item. It was, like I say, a third party seller.
right,
And
right.
I didn't realize till after I'd already, made the purchase that, when you're checking out, oh, expected delivery date. Man, that's a month away. Why? But I guess they put it on a container ship rather than put it on an airplane. I don't know.
Mm.
But it is what it is. I don't know. Have you got caught up in any of that kind of stuff, Pedro?
Mm, yeah, sometimes buying from Amazon depends where it's coming from. It would take some time. Sometimes we're on that two overnight shipping or 2 day shipping. But sometimes it does take more. You got to be careful too what you're buying online. You know, according to some people, they like to meddle in our elections, but they're making masks for our elections to go vote. But no, I and you do see these a lot on social media, on when you're browsing through TikTok, you find people talking about mics, talking about different electronics and stuff like that. But yeah, man, with these tariffs, it's gonna go high. Some of these prices you see sometimes it's $20, $30 for some headphones that do a lot of features that sometimes I'll be watching. I don't know how good are the products. Never had one in my hands to see how
What the
if it
quality
feels like
is.
quality. I haven't put them in my ear to see sound qualities and stuff. And sometimes you do find a product that is well made at a cheap price and it's got good quality. And sometimes it's hard to find those, but sometimes you do look out and find a company that does a good product for low price. When it comes to certain tech technologies or certain tech products. But from what I'm seeing, some companies might be exempt from the tariff, so maybe our phones might not necessarily go uh higher price. So let's see how things work out because man, with all this that's going on, I'm like looking and like freezing before I even do anything. I'm calculating, and honestly, I wanted to get a new iPhone. Is what I was going to push for this year. You know,
Yeah, me too, Pedro. But I
yeah,
don't know when is the cyber. You know how they normally have the Cyber Monday. I'm
November.
no and no. Oh, after Thanksgiving. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
the Monday right after
right after
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
And
Yeah.
if you're talking, Ed, we can't hear you.
You got me now?
Now we
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it keeps kicking my mic out, but yeah, no, I mean I was saying the same thing, but I was gonna just interject, part of what the article is saying, a lot of these social media platforms is turning into, a new marketplace, right?
Hmm.
So you really, really, really need to be careful. You might see something on there that you really, really like, and maybe you might want to purchase it. But man, go that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Check out who it is that you're buying this from. Different stuff like that. I mean, because again, you got to, and it ain't just people in foreign countries or whatever. You got people right here in America that's scamming people, talking about that they're selling designer clothes and all this other kind of stuff. And then when you
Right.
get them, come to find out they not. They just garbage. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you just got to be careful. In everything we're doing in today's world. It's sad to say that, you
Yeah,
know, but it's true. So just be careful of what you out there doing, and like I say, verify who it is you're getting this stuff from. Try to find some testimonials or something. Something that's going to help let you know that you're getting a quality product and not getting some sort of a copycat or a fake. That would really upset me. If I spent a
Me
bunch of
too.
money on something and it wasn't no good, right? So
And it makes
uh,
our community even more vulnerable because we can't see it as we're ordering it to know if it's truly quality or not until we receive it. And it's like, oops, now what I
yeah,
do.
excuse
yes,
me, exactly. So
yeah. So you gotta
well,
be aware. If you know what you're buying, I guess, and you're like, okay, I'm expecting this. Go ahead. Some people don't mind having the latest and greatest or having a name brand thing, as long as my thing sounds good quality. You know what I mean? And what I
Right.
like to do is I don't like to have everything that everybody is wearing. I don't like to be that person. "Oh, I need that Gucci. I need that Gucci because that it's Gucci." And you know,
Right.
um, I'd rather have something that is looks good, that is like not popular. You know, like there's
right,
certain things that are like okay, like I know y'all see before. iPhone was not the main thing. iPhone was just like, oh, that's just an iPhone, whatever, right? Everybody had these other phones, and having stuff from iPhone like Apple was a new little like a little niche, like a little thing, but now everybody has iPhones, has AirPods. So another thing I used to do is give me like like buy Raycons. Raycons are other earbuds. Not mostly you don't see them everywhere, but they good quality. They got a good design, different colors.
Right.
Um,
It's off brand with good quality, because
well, it's
Apple
not
is
an off brand. It is a name brand, but it's not. It's not a popular name brand.
right. I mean, in the beginning, then that's where I was getting ready to go. Apple almost became like a status symbol.
Yes, it
Right.
became a status symbol, and everybody wanted it. So I'm like, Apple
It's like,
products. It's like, okay, now I need to find the next thing that it's like, that people be like, oh man, you got that? What? Like, that was Apple before. Now it's like, you got an Apple phone? Yeah, I got an Apple phone. Okay, cool. Before it was like,
right.
oh, you got
Right.
an Apple phone?
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Right. Now it's okay, but which one you got? Oh, man.
Right.
I got the latest and greatest. I got the 16 Pro Max,
Right.
the biggest and the best, whatever. So, but anyway, we at the end of our time for the day. I appreciate everybody for coming in, Paul, Anthony, and Tisha. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Always, so please, as always, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, comment, share, whatever you can do, whatever platform. We really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to come out and hang out with us tonight on our Blinding United Interest Groups with George and his Art of Podcasting Interest Group. We always have a lot of fun in there. So come on out and hang out with us. Maybe you might learn a little something. If nothing else, you're still socializing, hanging out with some other folks in the community and learning about some of the stuff that we do and how we do it. So anyway, on that note, everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we will see you on the next one tomorrow. Have a great day.